Actually, watching a foreign information is a heavier crime than murdering somebody in North Korea. It's almost unthinkable that my friends is being executed for watching a movie that I just randomly watch on Netflix. Actually, physically being free is easy. I cross a desert, I cross the river, and once I gone through all of that physical things, my body was free. However, freeing my mind, that's what took many years of work and education. Why would they like this reality show, nothing to do with their lives? It's because in a way, this is the only way they can escape from daily life of their torture and oppression. Hi everyone, my name is Yeonmi Park. I am a North Korean defector human rights activist. So thank you for choosing me today to watch and learn about what is happening in the world. So today I'm going to cover a very interesting topic. So please stay till the end. And before you do that, can you please hit that like button? So today's topic is about the only law that exists in North Korea. I don't think I've ever heard about this kind of law in any other country. So this law is the one actually kills most of North Koreans right now. Because of this crime, most of North Koreans been sent to prison and get killed and oppressed. The crime is watching of foreign information. So North Korea came up with a new law saying, if you spread foreign information, which means when we say foreign information is Hollywood movies, Bollywood movies, South Korean K-pop, that is foreign information. If you spread them, death. Literally. If you, right now, if I have maybe in a USB stick, I got a Hollywood movie, like maybe James Bond movie, if I give it to my friend, I'm gonna get killed for that. That is a crime in North Korea. By the way, Kim Jong-un is obsessed with James Bond. He watched entire Hollywood, all those action movies. For him, it's okay, but if we do the same, we get killed. Another thing is, if you watch foreign information without spreading, but just you watched it, you are sentenced for more than 12 to 15 years in a prison camp, just by watching a movie. It is almost unthinkable right now. If we turn on Netflix, Hulu, all these accounts, we got countless movies. For doing what we do here, just watching a movie, it gets you sent to prison for almost 15 years. Actually, watching a foreign information is a heavier crime than murdering somebody in North Korea. Even if you murder, you don't get sentenced that much. The another law that exists in North Korea is, if you speak in South Korean accent, you are going to be sent to prison for 5 years. This is almost a joke. Can you believe that? So North Korea and South Korea, we spoke the same Korean. However, our language diverged when we were separated almost 80 years ago. So even in America, right, there's a southern accents, northern accents, British English, American English. The accent is really different. Therefore, some young generation in North Korea been watching South Korean TV shows, and they admire how gently and how romantic South Korean people speak. So they sometimes, try to mimic it. If you do that, if you say any word that is sounding like a South Korean, you're gonna be imprisoned for 5 years. So this is a new law. And Kim Jong-un said, if you tell us in this, they give maybe 1 week period recently, if you confess that you have watched, contributed, or spoke South Korean accent at some point of your life, as long as you confess in this period, you are forgiven. But if you don't confess right now, and then we track you down later, you're gonna be going to prison and executed and all of this. So recently, 10,000 young North Koreans confessed their crime, which is watching a foreign information. It almost, even though I do everything I could not to take things for granted, It's almost unthinkable that my friends is being executed for watching a movie that I just randomly watch on Netflix. For the things that we take it too granted here is the things that my people have to risk their life for. This is the same world that we are living in. This is not I'm telling you a history that happened in, 10,000 years ago, or is some other different planet story. Same contemporary world where we can watch thousands and millions of contents online, YouTube. For watching a mere one movie can get them imprisoned for entire their youth time. Why Kim Jong-un is so afraid? It's because he's afraid of truth. No matter the brainwashing that he's gonna have, no matter what he does to the people, when the North Korean people see the truth, that lie goes away because lie does not have a power. And Kim Jong-un is doing everything he could to block this truth to going into North Korean people's minds. There is two types of dictatorships that North Korea talks about. One is physical dictatorship, which means they physically dictate you. They tell you that the clothes that you cannot wear, the haircut that you need to have, the accessory that you cannot wear, the makeup that you cannot do, the places you cannot go, the place you cannot even live, all those physical barriers. That is what physical dictatorship is. However, North Korea, the reason they were able to make this North Korea into George Orwell's 1984 is because they mastered that emotional dictatorship. But the hardest thing is, even though actually physically being free is easy, I cross a desert, I cross a river, and once I gone through all of that physical things, my body was free. However, freeing my mind, that's what took many, many, many years of work and education. And Kim Jong-un was North Korean regime perfected that emotional dictatorship. People were not free. When I was even escaped to China, I was afraid that Kims were able to read my thoughts. North Koreans afraid to even whisper because they believe that birds and mice could hear them. This emotional breaks, like the dictatorship, when it breaks, that's when the regime breaks down too. And that's what Kim Jong-un is afraid of. He knows that as soon as people learn and free their minds, freeing their body, physical body, is gonna be the easiest thing. And that is why he's doing anything that he can to not letting people to free their minds. So the information that for us is just watching a movie, but for North Koreans, like myself, I remember watching a movie Titanic as a young girl. Seeing a man dying for love, dying for a woman. Like I never even knew the word love in North Korea. Then knowing for the first time that you can actually live for something else other than revolution, other than Kim's. That was like for me to tasting humanity for the first time, giving me a taste of freedom. And despite all of this unbelievable punishment, North Korean people still risking their life to watching for foreign information. It does two things for them. One is literally this outside information, right? I heard that North Korean, when I talked to my agent in North Korea, they tell us how much they love the Desperate Wives of Beverly Hills. I literally had to see some clips of it because that's what they loved. One day I thought about it. Why would they like this reality show, nothing to do with their lives? It's because in a way, this is the only way they can escape from daily life of their torture and oppression. Only way them to escape from their misery is watching foreign information. When I was in North Korea watching this foreign information, I didn't even want to be like them because I didn't even know that was a possibility. When people talk about seeing the right representation and having a role model, so they want to envision themselves in that place. For me, looking at those people who are not worrying about being fat, who are not starving to death, like those people wearing jeans and doing hip hops and singing on the street and looking how free they were, for me was not even envy them, because they were so far away object. Like we don't envy aliens, right? We don't even know what it feels like to be them. That was like that. But I think as North Koreans are seeing all of this information more and more, they started realizing their lives can be like that, like our lives here. So I shared about this very unique law that only North Korea has. I really hope that if you liked today's video, again guys, please hit the like button and please make sure to share this video so more people understand what is actually going on inside North Korea in this 21st century. I am always grateful for your support, guys, and I cannot wait to see you back with a new video. And if there's any topic that you want me to cover and you're curious about, please leave it under the comments. I will do everything I can to answer your questions. Love you guys, and I look forward to seeing you all next time.